Hi there. I'm so happy you're here with me today. There's a secret that the most ancient traditions and the most advanced laboratories of quantum physics have been trying to tell us for centuries. The entire universe isn't something you are in, it is something that is pulsing within you. We've been conditioned to look out there for answers, for security, and for wealth. But as Albert Einstein famously noted, there is a spooky action at a distance that suggests everything is interconnected. I spent years in the high-stakes world of corporate insurance, looking at spreadsheets and risk assessments, thinking that my reality was something I had to fight and manipulate from the outside. But what I've discovered in my journey to becoming an independent strategist is that the universe is actually a perfect quantum mirror. It doesn't have ears for your prayers, and it doesn't have eyes for your vision boards. It has a nervous system for your vibration. The truth is simple but profound. The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your frequency. You can say, "I am successful" 1,000 times, but if your body is vibrating with the frequency of "I hope I'm enough," the mirror will only reflect more hoping back to you. We are not just observers. We are the primary architects of the entanglement. Every thought you sustain and every emotion you inhabit is a command sent directly to the fabric of reality. Today, we are going to dive deep into this quantum mirror. I'm going to show you how to stop begging the universe and start commanding it by aligning your internal state with the external reality you desire. Stay with me until the end, because I've curated specific books in the description to help you master this frequency, along with a free guide to help you track your alignment. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to reclaim your sovereignty. I'm Caroline, and it's time to stop talking to the universe and start vibrating with it. The spooky action of your choices. Entanglement. You know that feeling when you're running as fast as you can, but it feels like you're on a treadmill? You switch jobs, but your new boss feels like a carbon copy of the old one. You move to a new city, but your financial problems follow you right in your suitcase. Albert Einstein called this spooky action at a distance. While he was talking about subatomic particles, he was actually describing your life. What he meant was that everything in the universe is entangled. If you change the spin of a particle here, the other particle, even if it's on the other side of the world, changes instantaneously. As a strategist, I'm here to tell you, you're not fighting against the world, you're fighting against your own entanglement. Let's talk about your financial life. Most of us were taught that money is about effort. Work while they sleep, right? Wrong. If effort equaled money, the people loading trucks at 3 a.m. would be billionaires. The secret that Tesla and Einstein knew is that money is a frequency. If you wake up every day and the first thing you feel is that pit in your stomach when you remember your bills, you've just entangled yourself with scarcity. You can give the best sales pitch in the world, but your client, who is the other particle, will smell your desperation. It's physics, not magic. You are vibrating lack, so the quantum mirror can only reflect lack back to you. I saw this clearly during my career transition. When I decided to leave the corporate world to become an independent strategist, I thought the challenge would be marketing or finance. But the issue was deeper. I was entangled with the employee frequency. I was waiting for someone to give me permission, for someone to validate my price. And guess what? The market treated me exactly like that. I only started seeing real money when I changed my internal spin to the frequency of authority. I stopped begging the universe for favors and started giving orders to the field. And what about family? That's where it gets real. You know when you go to visit your parents and in 5 minutes you feel like a 10-year-old kid again who can't do anything right? That is pure entanglement. You could be 40 years old, a director at a company with a huge bank account, but if your vibrational signal with your mother is still, "I need you to approve of me," the universe will keep putting people in your life who criticize you. Your partner, your best friend, the guy at the grocery store. They are all just reacting to the signal you're broadcasting. They don't have a choice. The mirror has to reflect your face, even if you're wearing a successful person mask. Nikola Tesla used to say the key to the universe was 3, 6, and 9. Translating that to our adult lives, the 3 is your thought, what you say you want, the 6 is your emotion, what you actually feel in your body, and the 9 is the result. The quantum glitch happens because we focus on the 3 but forget the 6. You say, I am prosperous, but your stomach knots up when you see the price on a menu. The universe ignores what you say and responds to the knot in your stomach. The 9, the result, will always be proportional to that knot, not your pretty words. Let me give you a practical example regarding relationships. I had a client who was tired of attracting deadbeat guys. She was amazing, made great money, handled everything, but her quantum mirror only brought her people who drained her energy. You know what we found? She was entangled with the savior frequency. Deep down, she felt she only had value if she was helping someone. The universe, being a very efficient assistant, sent her exactly what she vibrated: people in need of help. The day she decided her value was non-negotiable and that she didn't have to pay for love by being useful, the type of men on her radar changed overnight. That is spooky action in practice. We have this habit of thinking life is just a stroke of luck. Oh, she got lucky with that business, or he was lucky to be born into a rich family. That's nonsense. Luck is just the name people give to those who learned how to tune their radio to the right frequency. Tesla wasn't a mystic, he was an engineer. And I'm here, as your strategist, to give you the engineering of your reality. If you want to be the lucky girl, you have to understand that luck is an asset you cultivate. You don't wait for it to arrive, you entangle yourself with it. When you understand that everything is an echo, you stop screaming at the wall. If you don't like what you're receiving from life, you don't try to change the result, the 9, you change the emission, the 3 and the 6. This is what it means to be sovereign. It's about stopping being a particle that gets tossed around by circumstances and becoming the observer who collapses the wave function. Often, our resistance to changing our vibration comes from an invisible loyalty to our history. We feel that if we get too rich or too happy, we'll lose the connection to our tribe that has always suffered. But let me tell you something, strategist to strategist, the best way to help your family isn't by being poor along with them. It's by showing them that the entanglement with pain can be broken. You become the new reference point. When you change your spin, you start pulling the whole system around you upward. So, the question I have for you right now is, what are you entangled with today? With the fear of what the neighbor will say? With the overdue electric bill? Or with the version of you that already owns her time? The universe is just sitting there, waiting for you to decide which frequency it should reflect. It doesn't have an opinion on your life. It only has a vibration sensor. If you vibrate power, it gives you the throne. If you vibrate doubt, it gives you more uncertainty. The choice of the spooky action is entirely yours. The quantum mirror: reflection versus creation. One of the biggest mistakes I see people making is trying to clean the mirror instead of washing their own face. Think about it. If you wake up, look in the bathroom mirror, and see a smudge of chocolate on your cheek, you don't grab a cloth and start scrubbing the glass, right? That would be insane. You wash your actual face. But when it comes to life, to our bank accounts, our lonely Friday nights, or that stagnant career, we spend all our energies scrubbing the glass. We try to manipulate people, we beg for promotions, or we chase after partners who clearly don't value us. We're trying to force the reflection to change while we stay exactly the same. The universe is a quantum mirror. It is an echo chamber. And here is where the Tesla 369 logic comes back in a very practical way. Most people live in a state of reaction. They see a low balance in their bank account, the reflection, they feel a surge of panic, the vibration, and then they talk about how broke they are, the word. By doing this, they are just looping the same image over and over again. You are using the reflection to dictate your vibration, which then creates more of the same reflection. It's a closed loop of mediocrity. To break it, you have to realize that the mirror has no power of its own. It is a passive device. It has to reflect what is in front of it. In my own journey, I had to apply this when I was dealing with professional invisibility. Even after I left the corporate world, I noticed that I was still attracting clients who wanted to underpay me or who didn't respect my boundaries. I was frustrated with the mirror of my business. I kept thinking, why can't I find better clients? But when I took a step back as a strategist, I realized that I was still vibrating at the frequency of, I hope I'm good enough. I was looking in the mirror and seeing a woman who was still asking for permission. The mirror wasn't being mean, it was being accurate. I had to change the face I was presenting to the quantum field. I had to stop trying to be an expert and start being the expert in my nervous system first. This is where the 369 engineering becomes your best friend. Tesla knew that these numbers represented a portal to the non-physical. In our daily life, 3 is the thought, the decision, 6 is the emotional charge, the fuel, and 9 is the manifestation. If you want to change your reality, you have to bypass the mirror. You have to look at your empty bank account, and instead of vibrating lack, you have to anchor yourself in the frequency of sovereign provision. You have to feel the ease of someone whose bills are already paid, even while the physical mail says otherwise. This isn't being delusional, it's being a leader of your own reality. Let's look at relationships through this lens. Have you ever noticed that when you finally stop caring about an ex, or when you're totally happy being single and doing you, suddenly everyone starts hitting on you? That's not a coincidence, it's the mirror. When you were desperate and searching, your vibration was, I am incomplete. The mirror reflected back incompleteness in the form of ghosting and bad dates. When you moved to a vibration of, I am whole and happy, the mirror had to reflect wholeness. It's a mathematical certainty. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. I see this a lot with people's health and energy levels too. We say, I'll start exercising and eating well when I have more energy. You're waiting for the mirror to show you a fit body before you feel like an athlete. It doesn't work that way. You have to inhabit the vibration of vitality now, in this tired, sluggish body. You have to find that one cell in your body that feels okay and focus on it until that frequency spreads. You are commanding the mirror to change. When I talk about the quantum glitch, I'm talking about the moment you stop being a victim of what you see. A true strategist knows that the current state of your life is just old news. It's the result of thoughts and vibrations you had weeks or months ago. It's like light from a distant star. By the time you see it, the star might already be different. So why would you get upset about a reflection of the past you? Your power is in the now. What are you radiating right this second? If you are constantly complaining to your friends about your family or your lack of money, you are just polishing the smudge on the glass. You are reinforcing the entanglement. You have to be vibrationally stubborn. You have to decide that your inner world is more real than the external reflection. This is what Einstein meant by the observer creating the reality. If you keep observing not enough, you keep collapsing the wave function into not enough. Stop asking the universe, why is this happening to me? And start telling the universe, this is how it's going to be. Shift from a beggar to a commander. Your words are just the menu, but your vibration is the order that actually goes to the kitchen. Make sure they match. If you order a steak, but your body is vibrating with the fear that the kitchen is out of food, don't be surprised when the waiter brings you an empty plate. The universe is impartial. It doesn't care if you're a good person or if you've worked hard. It only cares if your 3, 6, and 9 are aligned. When you finally align your thoughts with an emotion of gratitude, not for what you have, but for what is coming, you create a vacuum in the quantum field, and the universe abhors a vacuum. it will rush to fill that space with the physical reflection of your new frequency. So take a look at the mirror of your life today. Don't judge it, don't cry over it, just use it as a feedback loop. If you don't like the reflection, don't change your actions first. Change your spin. Change the internal signal. Because once you change the face you show to the quantum field, the mirror has no choice but to follow suit. Beyond words, the biology of vibration. Let's get real for a second. How many times have you stood in front of a mirror reciting affirmations like a robot while your heart was racing with anxiety? You say, "I am a money magnet," but your nervous system is screaming, "We can't pay the rent." This is why most law of attraction advice fails. It stays at the level of the word, but the universe isn't listening to your vocabulary. It's listening to your biology. Your body is the actual antenna. Your brain might think in words, but your cells think in vibrations. Think of your vibration as your internal atmosphere. If you walk into a room where two people just had a massive fight, you don't need them to say a word to know something is wrong. You feel the air is thick. That's vibration. Now imagine your life as that room. What is the smell of your internal atmosphere? Is it the scent of certainty and sovereignty? Or is it the stale odor of, "I hope this works"? Nikola Tesla knew that everything is a transmitter. Your heart is actually the most powerful electromagnetic transmitter in your body, much stronger than your brain. So while your brain is busy saying the right words, your heart is broadcasting the real truth to the quantum field. This is where we get stuck in career stagnation or unfulfilling relationships. We use our words to set boundaries, but our vibration is still, "I'm afraid to be alone," or "I'm lucky to even have this job." Guess which signal the universe picks up? The fear. Always the fear, because the fear is what's actually pulsing in your blood. It's the 6 in Tesla's 369. Without the emotional fuel, the words are just empty noise. It's like trying to drive a car with a GPS set to a luxury destination, but with an empty gas tank. You aren't going anywhere. I want to stop here for a moment because I need to know if you're truly catching what I'm throwing down. This is the aha moment where you stop being a victim of your thoughts and start being the strategist of your body. If you are ready to stop talking and start tuning your internal antenna to the frequency of the life you actually want, I want you to claim that right now. Drop the word vibration in the comments below. It's more than just a comment. It's a signal to the field that you've understood the secret code. When you type vibration, you are telling your own subconscious that from today on, we are focusing on the signal, not just the noise. In my transition from the corporate world, my biggest hurdle wasn't the lack of a paycheck. It was the vibration of scarcity that was literally wired into my nervous system. I had been programmed to believe that money only comes through stress. So even when I had money, my body stayed in a state of high cortisol. I was vibrating stress, so the universe kept sending me stressful opportunities to make money. It was a perfect match. I had to literally retrain my cells to feel safe in abundance. I had to teach my heart to beat at the frequency of ease before the ease showed up in my bank account. This is the quantum glitch that people miss. They think they need the money to feel secure. No, you have to find the vibration of security in your body first, while you're still broke by the world standards. This is what Einstein's spooky action looks like in your biology. When you stabilize the frequency of security inside your chest, you change the spin of the particles in your reality. Suddenly, the right person calls, the perfect deal closes, not because you worked harder, but because you finally stopped broadcasting a mixed signal. The universe is a vibration sensor. It's like those high-tech doors that only open if they recognize your specific biometric scan. Your words are a fake ID, but your vibration is your actual fingerprint. You can't fool the system. If you want the door to open to a life of sovereignty, you have to become the person who belongs on the other side of that door. You have to inhabit that state until it feels more real than your current reality. Stop trying to convince the universe with your logic. The universe doesn't care about your why or your how. It only cares about your is. Are you is abundance, or are you is wanting? If you are in a state of wanting, the mirror can only give you more wanting. But if you shift to having, even if it's just having the breath in your lungs and the sun on your skin, the mirror has to expand that having into every area of your life. It's not a reward, it's a reflection. The sovereign command, choosing the entanglement. This is where the strategist takes the wheel. We've talked about the mirror, we've talked about Einstein's spooky action, and we've decoded the biological vibration that Tesla warned us about. But none of that matters if you don't know how to issue a sovereign command. In the world of high-level strategy, a decision isn't a hope or a wish, it's a commitment of resources. In the quantum realm, your resource is your focused attention. Most people are leaking their attention everywhere, on what the news says, on what their ex is doing on Instagram, or on the fear that the economy is collapsing. They are entangling themselves with chaos by default. To be a sovereign creator, you must entangle yourself with power by design. The quantum glitch isn't a mistake in the universe, it's a feature that you can exploit. When you issue a command, you are essentially telling the field, this is the only version of reality I am willing to observe. You stop being a passive spectator of the spooky action, and you become the lead particle that dictates the spin of everything else. I had to do this when I hit a plateau in my business. I was doing the work, I was vibrating okay, but I wasn't commanding. I was still waiting for the universe to show me it was safe to scale. I was waiting for the mirror to show me a yes before I said yes to myself. That's not how a strategist operates. You say yes first, and the mirror has no choice but to reflect the yes back to you. Think about the dynamics of money and debt. If you are looking at your debt and feeling heavy, you are commanding the mirror to give you more heaviness. To issue a sovereign command, you have to look at that debt and see it not as a lack, but as a temporary configuration of energy that is already shifting. You have to command your frequency to stay in the state of the provider. You decide that your wealth is an objective fact of your existence, just like the gravity that keeps your feet on the ground. You don't question gravity every morning, do you? You don't wake up wondering if it will work today. That is the level of certainty the quantum mirror requires. Any flicker of, I hope this works, is a command for, maybe it won't. In your relationships and family life, issuing a command means you stop accepting crumbs because you're afraid the bakery is closed. If you are in a relationship that drains you, or if you are single and feeling desperate, your command is, I am not enough on my own. To change the entanglement, you must issue a new order. I am the prize. My energy is a sacred asset. When you truly inhabit that vibration, the spooky action happens almost instantly. People who don't match that frequency will literally lose interest in you, and those who do will be drawn to you like a magnet. You didn't change your hair or your clothes, you changed your command. This is what Nikola Tesla meant by the 3-6-9. The 9 is the result, but it only shows up when the 3, your sovereign decision, and the 6, your gut-level emotion, are locked in. If you want to change your career path, stop asking how it will happen. The how is none of your business. Your business is the what and the who. Who do you need to be vibrationally to inhabit that new role? If that version of you is calm, decisive, and abundant, then you must practice being calm, decisive, and abundant right now, in the middle of the mess. That is a sovereign command. It is the act of claiming the territory before the flag is even planted. We often fear that we are delusional for ignoring the current reflection. But as a strategist, I tell you, looking at the past reflection to decide your future is the only true delusion. It's like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. You are going to crash. You must look through the windshield at the reality you are commanding into existence. Einstein's spooky action means that the moment you truly, deeply decide on a new reality, that reality is already created in the non-physical. It exists. It's entangled with you. Your only job is to stay on that frequency until the mirror catches up. Stop being a victim of your family's history or the luck of others. Luck is just what happens when a sovereign command meets the quantum mirror. It's the result of a mind that refused to be moved by the current reflection. You are the observer. You are the one who collapses the infinite possibilities of the universe into a single, solid experience. If you don't like what you're experiencing, issue a new order, not with a whisper, but with the authority of someone who knows the laws of physics are on her side. You are not here to try to manifest. You are here to command the field. You are a strategist of the unseen, a master of the entanglement. The entire universe is pulsing within you, waiting for your signal. What is it going to be? Are you going to keep vibrating with the smudge on the glass, or are you going to wash your face and show the mirror the sovereign creator you truly are? The field is ready. The particles are waiting. Issue your command. I want to thank you so much for staying with me until the end. It shows that you are truly committed to shifting your frequency and claiming your sovereignty. It's been an absolute pleasure to share these insights with you, and I am so grateful to have you in this community. If this message resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. By joining us, you're not just watching a video, you're helping this channel grow and reaching more people who need to reclaim their power. We are in this together, and your support means the world. And remember, your journey doesn't end here. I've left links to the books that changed my life and a free guide in the video description to help you master your vibration and stay aligned with your sovereign command. Everything you need to start your transition is right there waiting for you. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay sovereign.